Hi there. What I'm going to show you today is the double magic ring, and we're going to insert a Croc Charm, or I think these ones are for straws or pencils or something like that. So something like this, we're going to insert it in the center of our double magic ring and create something with it. So to make your double magic ring, wrap the yarn around, make an X, and then wrap it around that second time. Tuck that kind of under your index finger, your pinky finger, and there you go. There you've got the double magic ring already started. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 16. The reason that I do 16 is that it makes a nice square. So if I want to turn this circle into a square, it is very easy when you've got 16, because 16 divided by 4 is 4 in each set. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 15 again, and 16. All right, so you can do, like I said, you can do any number you want. It makes a smaller circle. So 8 works, 10, 12, all of that works. I just kind of like to work with the 16. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to give this end a little pull and see which one folds in. Okay, so it's this one. So I know I'm going to pull on that to close this. Okay, see how it's closing? Now I'm not going to close it all the way because I want to take one of these. Just want to stick it in there. And I'm going to give this a good tight pull. Okay. And there you go. You have the start to a really cute, it could be a hair barrette, a little bag, charms for on book bags. It's endless what you could do with these. So as you see, that's in there pretty tight. Okay, so you're not going to trust it obviously with a baby or someone like that, but there you go. That's the start of that. So now we're going to turn this into a square, so I can show you how to do that as well. And as we know, it would be the beginning of a granny square. So you're taking your circle, turning it into a square. So what I usually do is I'll usually go around and do 2 in each one. You could obviously change your colors here so that there's some variety. Probably would be easier to show it, so maybe I'll show that. But all I'm doing right now is I'm taking 2 into each one here. And so that's changing my 16 into 32 squares. So we'll have to do a little bit of math when we go to turn this in to the square, but I always find it easier just to do a double row of the rounds when you're making this into a square, because in the corners you're going to be doing treble crochets instead of double crochets. So that kind of gives you a little bit of more room to work with here. And again, we're just double crocheting around, putting 2 in each hole. And we'll end up with 32. For something like that, it does matter if you have the 32. A lot of times when I'm doing just a little stuffy or something along that lines, if I'm out a stitch, I don't worry about it. I'll add in a stitch, I'll take a stitch out. We'll figure it out. But for this one, you do want it to have the 32, so it's divisible by 4. And I think I'll do the next row in some blue so you guys can see a little bit of the difference. And there's our second round. Okay, and I'm going to cut this one off. Thank goodness, because I've got a big old knot in my yarn there. There we go. And she's cut off. And I'm going to start with the blue now. All right, so our next part is we're going to turn this into a square. So grab my end. Nice, I like to leave a long end. Projects like this are great for using with your scrap yarns. Bits and pieces that you have lying around. The colors really don't matter. I could have gone with a little bit of yellow, white, blue, a light blue. It doesn't matter. So, but what you're going to do is you're going to do treble crochets in your corner. So what a treble crochet is, wrap the yarn twice, go in, go through 2, wrap it again, go through 2, and go through 2 again. Then you're going to go chain 3, so this is your corner. You're going to do this twice in the same spot. So you're creating that corner. Wrap it twice, in, go through 2, go through 2, go through 2. And do that again. So then you're going to count over 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to go into there. And I'm doing double crochets now. And I'm just doing 3. Okay, and in between the 3, I chained 1. So I'm going to chain 1 again. I also chained 1 here. Now I'm going to do the trebles. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to go right into there and do a set of 3 trebles. Again, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2. 2 over, pull through 2, pull through 2, and pull through 2. Chain 3. Okay, that gives you more of a room when you're working with your corner. Okay, 3 more trebles, twice over, through 2, and through 2 again. Okay, now I've got the 3, so I'm going to chain 1. Count 4 over, 1, 2, 3, 4. And there's going to be double crochets. Pull through 2, pull through 2. 1 over, pull through 2, pull through 2. Chain 1. Back to your trebles. 2, 3, 4. Over twice. Pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2. You got it. Doing the same thing again. Chaining 3. Over 2. Chain 2. Okay, so then we're going to pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2. Over the twice. Pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2. One last time. We all hold our yarns differently. So whatever works for you is the way you're going to crochet. So don't think you're doing something wrong if you're wrapping your, a lot of people wrap their yarn around their pinky finger for a tighter stitch. I just learned from my neighbor when I was about 7 or 8. This is how I learned from her. So I guess I do a pencil hold and I just hold it between those 2. And there we go. Our last corner. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ah, look. 2 trebles. And you're only doing this treble stitch in the corners the one time. What this is doing is it's drawing your circle into this square shape. So it's adding, I don't know what it's adding to the corners, if you'd say it's length or depth, or it's adding something to the corners so that it makes them it makes the square shape from the circle. So the treble. So if you were going to add another row to this, you're not going to do trebles, you're just going to do your regulars. And the doubles. And the doubles again. Chain one. And you're just going to go into here, slip stitch, pull it through, and there you have a little square. So from this square, you can keep crocheting to make it into a bigger bag. I kind of usually keep it around this size, and what I do with them a lot of times is I make little bags for little girls and boys, so they can add it to a keychain to their, I'll do double-sided, and they can add it to a keychain and put it on their book bags. They can sew it on a pocket. That would be really cute on the as a patch for on your blue jeans. So there's so many things that you can do with little scraps, and this is just one of my suggestions. And thank you for your time. I hope you like this. Subscribe, like, and comment if you want more of these types of videos. I enjoy doing them. I know I'm not very good at doing them yet, but I'd like to learn and keep practicing. So more little patterns like this coming up.